Hello everyone, my name's Ryan and I'm a former commando from the United Kingdom, and today we're going to be talking about the Afghan refugee who is commanding troops on the front line in the battle against Russia. We're going to waste no time in this one, troops. Before we get into it, like, share and subscribe and enjoy the content. Thanks for stopping by. I really do love you and appreciate every single one of you guys. Let's go.
3. Bayrak Ukrayn, bayrak xona emas, bayrak Afg'onistonga bayrak mamlakatimiz.
Right, so we've got a guy who's, born and bred in Afghanistan, a fearsome country in itself. Now, you don't have to agree with the war that's went on over there. You can have your own viewpoint on that, but there's one thing that can't be argued. The people of Afghanistan have been exposed to war for hundreds, if not thousands of years. These guys can fight, they understand war, and they're a formidable individual when they're put in the right capacity to show and exploit their own skill set. This guy here, I have no problem believing that he's probably a bloody good commanding officer, and I can't wait to get into this video. That's extraordinary.
ما مطمئن بودم 99% من مطمئن بودم که روس‌ها در کیف میرسه.
И что, нашли нашего?
ما پلان نداشتم که تسلیم شو. ما پلان نداشتم که bayrak روسیه را بالای سر خود ببینم.
Right, so that defiance that you're seeing right there is what our very own troops have experienced, and many other countries that have invaded Afghanistan. I'm talking about Afghanistan for this reason. He's showing there a certain element of his personality that never wanting to surrender. That kind of attitude is in the history books for Afghanistan. All right, people native of Afghanistan, they will never surrender, and that's why fighting these individuals in their home country, in their home turf, is a very, very hard thing. Some would argue that the war over there by the US and the UK was a failed thing. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments, guys.
یا من باید است که کشته میشدم یا مشقتی میتونستم
Yeah, defend or die, and that's the mentality.
باید است که دفاع میکنم.
Ах ты шайтан, блин!
Є красна точка.
Чекаєте,
Да.
не знаєте, що має хтось бути, я можу стояти отам, ви мене не помітите просто, ви не очікуєте.
На, шукай, ищи. А у меня же вот это.
Right, so this is where the terminology becomes a little bit, I get a little bit funny with it. A unit of 12 individuals in where I come from certainly isn't a unit, all right? It's a big section of men, all right? A unit is where you've got, 4 companies of about 60 to 80 people in strength. So that's certainly not a unit. It's a section, a large section, a small troop's worth. But yeah, that's where the military person in me is becoming a little bit picky.
Be careful.
First moment it was fun, oh my god, what's he doing here? But I get to know him, and sometimes he know more than Ukrainians.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we need to understand. They're battle hardened. They've been brought up with war. They understand exactly what it takes to win, and they're very good at that. We need to respect and give credit where due the Afghan people. Now, there's one thing that I respect out of this is how the Ukrainians can be quite flexible with their approach to be led by this guy. Effectively, he's an Afghan refugee. They're putting their trust in their own country with this guy who's not from their country originally, from Afghanistan. All the stereotypes that are going around with these individuals. I think it's an incredibly positive thing to see come out of this situation. Seeing the Ukrainian troops working with an Afghan commander, that to me is actually quite a special moment, and I think it shows how open-minded Ukraine can be. Which, in my personal opinion, if there's one thing that can define their success, it would be the fact that they're open-minded and they're pretty flexible with their approach to how to win this war. They're not going to be stubborn and try and fall by the wayside of just saying, no, this is the way to do it. This is the only way to do it. They're going, well, maybe we can learn a thing or two from this guy here and let's put it into practice. I respect that.
What to do in this or that situation.
فکر میکنم که اگر روسا در افغانستان نمیاد شاید زندگی بهتر می‌داشتیم. در این روزی که هستیم مهاجر ما شاید اوکراین نمی‌بودم.
So that's actually how he became a refugee in Ukraine in the first place. I didn't know that. Hey, you learn something with these videos every single day. Let me know in the chat if you actually knew that was the reason why a lot of Afghan refugees actually dispersed from the region and ended up in Ukraine in the first place. That's news to me.
ما در افغانستان نیستیم. جماهیر شوروی یا روسیه فعلا اما استراتژی از این مردم تغییر نکرده. استراتژی نیست که یک مملکت غریبتر از ضعیفتر، یک مملکت کارمیش ضعیفتر است، اقتصادش پایینتر است او را به حساب مستمره بسازه. پوزیشن ما این پوزیشن بود که همون خاک که ما زندگی میکنیم همون خاک باید دفاع شد. در افغانستان اگه ما زیر سن بودم پدر مادرم رفت من مجبور بودم برم و تصمیم ما این بود که ما دفاع میکنم از اوکراین. چون اوکراین خانه ما.
I like that. I like how he's defending Ukraine. He's classing it as his home. It's they say home is where the heart is. It's like, I guess, my mentality with regards my love. It doesn't take a brain box to know that I have a deep ingrained respect for the United States. It's just who I am. It's just the way I am. I haven't had anything other than military service to make that happen. It's just the way I am. I really do like America. I like what it stands for. I like the people of America. I've got a close-knit friendship with some serving and former serving personnel from the US military. So I can kind of understand where he's coming from. That's his home. And although I've only ever been to America once for quite a long period of time in terms of military deployments, as far as they go, would I do the same for the likes of America if I was asked? Yeah, I would jump to the opportunity to do the same in America as I would in Britain. I don't know why that is. I can't give a full answer for that, but I've just got to respect. And I know that if I ever had to and I was called up for either Great Britain or the United States, I would happily work alongside my brothers in any capacity within that organization or country, because I just think the close ties that we have together are inseparable, and I'd be happy to fight for that freedom, 100%. Right then, troops. So actually wasn't expecting it to end there, but that was a short video today about the Afghan refugee commanding Ukraine troops. Let's just get into it a little bit then. What does that mean? What can we take away from that? I think we could take away quite a few things, to be fair. We could take away the fact that you don't have to be born in a country to want to fight for it. You don't have to have lived in that country or have lived in that country a long time to believe in what it stands for and believe in the freedom for those people. And that Afghan refugee there who's commanding those Ukrainian troops is testament to that. He's proof that you can fight for a good cause even if that country has nothing really to do with you. And I would like to think that that's what's going on in Ukraine right now. We've got a lot of people from a lot of different countries doing their bit, playing their part in many different ways, shape or form. I've got, I'll not get into detail about the details of this individual, but just one of the stories is a friend of mine's dad went out to the border of Ukraine, literally dropping off supplies and stuff like that, food, water, medical stuff, and just shows the lengths people are willing to go to fight for freedom and fight for other people's freedom as well. Now, in my world where I come from, being a Royal Marine, that's the ultimate way of being able to show your gratification and love and support for someone is we say is to give your life in service of others. But even if you're not in the military, the fact that you can help out in some way, shape or form, as long as it's done in a positive way, I think we're seeing a lot of that happen across Europe and the world right now. We're seeing a lot of people going out of their own way, putting themselves into harm's way to fight for freedom. Now, that's the bigger message here. I think you don't have to agree or disagree with the war in Ukraine and the reasons why, and you can look into all of these different reasons why and conspiracy theories and all of this kind of stuff. But there's one thing for sure: there's innocent people's lives being taken, and for whatever reason that actually is, if we as a human race can do what we believe is good and help the man left and right of us by any means possible, then regardless of what the reasons or the ulterior motives will be, if humans can do that, if humans can look after each other, then I think the right thing will happen in the end. But we need to stay as one, I think, and that's one thing that I think we've learned in recent times with Ukraine. Okay, it's better to stay united than it is to let things happen and do nothing about it. Okay, that's why we've seen a lot of foreign veterans, volunteering and going over there and fighting for freedom of others. Even if you're free, if you live in a free country and you've got those rights, it's kind of your moral obligation and moral duty to be able to fight for other people's freedom, to bring them up to your level. Okay, bring those around you up to your level. Otherwise, what's the point of you living your freedom when other people are suffering? It's quite an interesting topic actually, guys, but yeah, a little bit of a short video today. If you like this type of content, thanks for stopping by. Again, if you've made it this far, I really do appreciate you. Drop a comment to say, yeah, I made it here. Thanks for all the support. I really do appreciate you guys. Okay, if you want to become a member, hit that join button. It helps me create content like this every single day. But wherever you're watching, whatever you're doing, I would like to say thank you one more time. Thanks, guys. See you next time.